Everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. This is our Beast Tamer Bard build, episode 258, and we just completed the second island chain of the Midnight Isles. Got some really cool story, actually. We're going to talk to the helmsman.
What is that pitiful creature good for? Giving someone a scare and not much else. It's hard to believe that someone like him could have been a part of the great Nahindri. He doesn't want to remember Nahindri's life. We are forcing him to. Pathetic. He would rather forget a long and glorious life filled with joys and triumphs, just because it had a few unfortunate setbacks. Pay him no mind. Whether he wants it or not, he will continue to lead us along the guiding chain toward our fortune.
What is that horrific shadow that's bound to the ship's chain? What does it want? Okay, so that's that. The shade within the chain says he's the real Nahindri and you're an imposter.
He is all that remains of Nahindri's soul, the wretched, powerless part of him, which can only serve us by showing the path to the treasure. Speak not to him. It won't do you any good. I am the real Nahindri.
Okay, we're gonna meet the chain. Absolutely.
My tormentor, you're here again. What do you want from me? Speak, or leave me in peace.
Why do you call me your tormentor?
What else am I supposed to call you? The one who awakens the forgotten memories within me. The memories that ought to be resting in Ishiar's depths.
You attacked me, but you're too weak to harm me.
You've come to scoff at my weakness. You have the right, but know this. The hour will come when I have strength enough.
Where are you really?
I am Nahindri, the true Nahindri. His essence, his thoughts, his soul.
The ghost of the chain falls silent as if thinking it's over.
At least, I am what was left of him after his death. Of course, the master of this ship claims otherwise, thinks himself the true Nahindri, but he is merely his bones, his remains. They may possess a certain power. That power is blind, pointless. He craves. He cannot fathom what or why.
That actually sounds accurate. Sounds like this soul Nahindri has got the imposter pegged.
The imposter knows this, so he is using me to obtain that which he lacks. Chance. Goal. Future.
Exactly as the helmsman using.
He wakes the memories that sleep within me. Show him the next step of the way. I am his treasure map. I am his astrolabe. I am the guiding star that will lead him to Nahindri's most prized possession.
Or treasure. I can never remember if it's astrolabe or astrolab. I think it's labe. Astrolabe. Pronunciation. It's labe.
Astrolabe.
Different.
Astrolabe.
I was correct the first time. What's this treasure we're looking for?
I do not know yet. All I know is that my essence is drawn to it. It is the anchor tied to the end of my chain. I yearn to claim it, yet fear it at the same time.
Talk to you about your memories.
Leave me be, tormentor. Is my suffering not enough for you?
Why do your memories pain you? The ghost is silent for some time.
I do not know.
As an expert on controlling forgetting, I can suggest a unique method that allows one to stop thinking and start not thinking about the objects of undesirable memories. As a direct result...
Stop! Quiet! Why have you brought her here, tormentor? Is this your new way of torturing me?
I mean, I could see that being people's interpretation of meeting Ninio. Tell me about the memory that gave you strength.
It did not give me strength. It clamped around me like the jaws of a watchdog, and I ran, howling in pain, wishing to be rid of it, calling for oblivion to save me.
Nahindri's voice is seething with fury.
It did not give me strength. It made me gather the last remnants of what strength I had so I could oppose the one forcing me to remember.
Okay. The chain grows hot. Fiery streaks are running along its length. The moment you touch it, Nahindri's memory becomes almost tangible. His pain overtakes you. Oh, hold up. The clanging of weapons, the roaring of flames, the smell of fresh blood, the muddled babbling of the mortal at your feet. What happened here? What happened is that my witless servants are reaping what they have sown. They paid a visit to a temple of Abadar, and now the Abadarans have come to return the favor. They brought siege golems, ripped the gates off their hinges with ease, and are now butchering my cultists like cattle. And then the fool whom I had short-sightedly named my archpriest used this undeserved privilege to summon me like an errand boy in hopes that I would save their useless lives. He is kissing my feet, looking up at me in adoration. Upon seeing my towering figure, the cultists raise their weapons and shout my name, and the Abadarans back away in terror.
We are forever yours, my lord, my archpriest whispers. Grant us your aid. We will praise your name across all of Golarion.
The indignation I feel is nearly enough to make me crush him under my foot here and now. How dare a possession negotiate with its owner? But as I look into the eyes of my cultists, I hesitate. Something burns within them. Something unfamiliar. Something greater than fear or dull obedience. For a moment, I feel like they are promising me something I have never possessed before. A new treasure cannot be taken by force or deceit, only received as a gift. That is when I make my decision. I kind of feel like he says fall back. Like he wants to keep them because he's overly cautious. I would say forward. Like, I'm here. Let's crush these fuckers. Like, bring it on. I feel the temptation to help my cultists. I can't do his voice for the entirety of this, so I won't be able to speak tomorrow. Grant them power, enter the fray on their side, and paint the walls with the blood of those who dared to invade my sanctum. After all, who is Abadar? An old, senile accountant, always droning on about grain, bricks, and coin exchange rates? Let my temples and statues stand in place of his in every city. Let my name instead of his be whispered by mortals in their prayers. What absolute idiocy. There is no currency in the multiverse that is worth less than the adoration of mortals. Today those gnats praise you, tomorrow they curse you, and the day after, lo and behold, they have all perished, and your temples stand empty to the looter's delight. Ambition is a fool's pastime. The wise know their own worth without another's praise. I will give them nothing. I did not spend millennia amassing my powers just to squander them on mortal insects. Aw, he abandons them. Like, Nahindri at every turn is just like fucking up. Like, how do you think you get to godhood, my dude? You gotta have worshippers. Fall back. I'm gonna assume that he goes with the final one again. But we'll try to keep the followers. Fall back, this battle is lost, so be it. I will save you this time. You will do well to choose your battles more wisely, henceforth anime swords alive. Do I even need them? Of course, I ought to safeguard my possessions, but these mortals bring me nothing but losses and trouble. Let's say I save them now. Having witnessed my generosity, they will be twice as eager to beg for handouts tomorrow. Ah, Nahindra is Republican. Gotcha. Jesus. Why would I want that? You can't keep praise and adoring gazes in a chest. These parasites have enjoyed my magnanimity long enough. Alright. I'm sick of the inanities of mortals. You can all die here, I care not. From now on, I will not be answering your prayers. And that sucks. Yeah, you totally made a mistake. Nahindri. The servants of Abadar charge furiously into battle. Okay, I find myself agreeing with the statement, the wise know their own worth. Oh yeah, absolutely. I do agree with that statement. The wise do know their own worth, right? But I also think a wise person realizes that they cannot get very far in anything without others, right? Nahindri, it feels like, right? Like Nahindri had a chance to step into goddom, right? A demon lord, some demon lords are on the levels of, or seemingly on the levels of other gods. Some demon lords, I think, depending on the lore that you're reading, are just straight up gods, right? And sometimes they're always considered like these lesser creatures. But like Nahindri, when you get worshippers, when you get followers, right? Like that is the ticket in D&D and Pathfinder, at least. That's the ticket to goddom, right? And he had this opportunity. The servants of Abadar charge furiously into battle. Before the sun sets, my cult will cease to exist. In good riddance. I have wasted so much time and effort on them, and all I've gained in return is aggravation. I am returning to my domain, but not alone. In my claws, a mortal insect trembles, the one who dared to call himself my archpriest, as if I would allow him to summon me again. He wanted to be my possession, and I will grant him this wish on my own terms. I toss him into a cage of gloom and shadow, into a frozen memory of the disaster that he brought upon the cult. There he will linger forevermore, between life and death, slowly losing his sanity. A fitting punishment for a parasite who has exceeded the limits of my generosity. His final miserable look gives me pause. Mortals are nothing but hassle. Then why do I feel like I have just lost a gem that can never be reclaimed? Could I have made a mistake? Once again, yes, absolutely. Nonsense. Of course I was right. Because Nahindri is 100% infallible. Talk about your memories. Memory that awakens you. Okay. We've seen that one. I don't know why it unchecks them, basically. I can see your memories. Why is that? I can sense the power within you, which means that you can sense its ripples within me. Binds us together like a chain. I will torment further. Okay, cool. That's really fucking neat. And here's the thing. The one, that fight was actually not difficult, right? Like we didn't have trouble with it, but it was definitely reaching that point of, oh, this is a real fight, right? Which means that it's likely, I would assume, especially considering the helmsman said there was one more, like, treasure, right? I would assume that that means that this is the last island chain. And even if it wasn't the last island chain, the helmsman won't take you any further. Try coming back later. Oh. Oh, I can't go further.
Let's see what we can do.
I wonder why. Let's talk to the navigator real quick, actually. Close. Huh. Alright then. Well, I guess decision made for me. It might be a time scenario. I would assume a 3D chest. I haven't even... Or I think I've walked past it like 15 times. Got gold. Give me gold. I want gold. Oh, I know what this thing is you give it gold and it gives you stuff. Who are you? I am Nahindri. The chest's maw twists into haughty grimace. Once I was the greatest, wisest, and richest of all demon lords. It has changed since then. Many parts of the former Nahindri withered or died completely, but his very core remains intact.
I am the crown jewel of his soul, the source of his powers, the pillar of his virtues, for I am his limitless avarice.
You're Nahindri. The helmsman and the shade and the chain both claim they're Nahindri.
One of them is a pile of dry bones, the other a collection of hollow sighs. I didn't even notice their absence. It's me. I am the one true Nahindri, his unceasing, earning passion for riches.
You know the purpose of this voyage.
We're looking for gold. So much gold.
If I give you gold, what can you offer me in return?
Do you have to ask for something in return? Fine. My treasure hoard held many magical trinkets you see. They're still mine, so I can summon them here and sell them to you. Pay any price just to get my trinkets, won't you? Yes, you will. I can see it in your eyes. If only I could remember what I had back there. Tell you what. Keep exploring the islands, and in the meantime, I just might remember a thing or two from my collection.
Show what you got. Oh, so I assume the further that you go, right, the more he gets in the place. So that's cool. Ring of Protection +5, Belt of Incredible Dexterity +6. That's kind of cool. Mental Perfection. Cool. Bracers of Armor, Cloak of Resistance, Belt of Physical Perfection +2, Charisma, just the straight up Steel Helm. Nice, nice. That's kind of neat, right? Really, I think only the Belt of Incredible Dexterity is potentially worthwhile to us, because Odysseus is only using a Strength +4 right now. So that's potentially worthwhile. Good stash. Grab that. What do we got? Banded armor of greater acid resistance. Kind of cool. +30 acid resistance. Chain shirt of life. +2 bonus to saving throws against spells with the death descriptor. Ray blocker, +4 bonus saving throws against all spells of evocation school. That's fun. Adamantine, full plate, mithril, heavy shield, chain shirt, blah blah blah. Holy two-bladed sword. Holy's pretty cool. Doesn't look like there's anything big named here, though. Cool. Some fun stuff, but nothing that I'm just like, oh my god, I absolutely need this. Okay, cool. Let's do... We have not... This is gonna be a whole thing. Look, if there's multiples, it's gone. We're about to get a crazy amount of money. That's nice. I say crazy amount of money, a decent amount of money. Swank. 442,000. We absolutely could sell so much more, and probably should. But I don't have anything that I'm, like, looking for at the moment, so I don't really care. But that does get a good deal of our weight down, which is nice. So that's cool. Alrighty then, alrighty then. Let's do a full run around. Talk to the chain again. It might also be maybe like level or I wouldn't expect it to be level gated, right? Or time gated, really. Maybe I just needed to talk to the treasure chest. The chest on the deck claims to be the real Nahindri. Of course it does. The helmsman lets out a dry laugh. It is the most energetic part of me, but alas, not the wisest one. Helmsman won't take you any further. Okay, we're gonna head over to the rest. We're gonna save. And then we're gonna rest and see if we can go then. Do Demon Slayer soup. Interesting.
Setting aside the aesthetic pleasure of beholding paintings, what practical purpose do they serve?
What
Practical
makes you
purpose?
think that aesthetics isn't practical?
Exactly.
Beauty commands attention and can convey ideas that would go unnoticed otherwise.
Absolutely.
And also, paintings can cover an unsightly spot on a wall.
Multiple good answers, Sociel. Great job. Alright. Let's head... Again, we'll go talk to the chain real quick. Nothing. Talk to the chest real quick. Nothing. And go talk to these two real quick. And see if that alters anything. I'm a little weirded out by the navigator, right? Like, she's just like, oh, everything's cool, everything's fine. I kind of feel like there's something up with the navigator. You know? Like... Alright. We, apparently have progressed as far as we can with this. So maybe we come back later. That's interesting. I was not expecting that. I was not expecting to be like, oh, maybe we need to go talk to the chaplain. It's possible. You thought of something else? Paintings can serve as a form of illustration, allowing one to get a better understanding of an event, or as an accompaniment to text. You heard there was a novel where someone had the minor magic power to make a colored spot appear on a wall. He wrote out a technical manual. Yeah, no, absolutely, right? Like Nenio's, in point of fact, it almost seems out of character, I think, for Nenio to ask a question like that, because there are so many obvious answers that I feel like Nenio would be able to just be like, oh, here's a list of the 17 different reasons that I have ascertained that paintings are useful outside of just looking pretty, right? You know, like I feel like Nenio, the only reason she would ask people is what what have you observed being a good use of a painting, right? All right, let's talk to the chapel. Yeah. Well, no. Char. Archar. Alright, I forgot. He just sells, like, basics of everything. Yeah, because he's the, oh, come get what you buying. We do want to, speaking of what you're buying, we do want to buy some stuff. We want to buy some components from him, actually. Did we buy this? Pipe. Thing. We have 8, not 9. We have 7. Okay, 7 is the highest that we can get. We should go ahead and get 9. Fill that. We have a shit ton of each of those, so that's fine. We're looking for... Oh, no. Not have any? Or did I just skip it? Have... We have 18 diamonds. I think we're fine on the diamonds, but the diamond dust, we are abysmally bad on. And 999 diamond dust is only 50k, so we're absolutely just about to do that. Jade and bones. I don't really feel like we need that many dinosaur bones. We could use it, though. If we wanted to be more aggressive about things, we absolutely could. That's fine. We're just being very, I mean, one of the reasons why I know, or why I'm being so frivolous with money, is because I know we have a shit ton of money in here and all of these, like, 50s, 40s, etc., and also just random gear. So if we need to start selling things off, I am absolutely positive that we will be just fine. Okay, I guess I wasn't really expecting this. I was kind of expecting to because I kind of got sucked. I know I said last time that, you know, we're not doing more, that we're going back to the story because I missed the story. But I actually just, all I miss is just good story, and we were getting good story now that we were getting to the end of it. So I was probably going to get sucked into continuing the Midnight Isles, but the game is designed in such a fashion as to be like, nah, apparently. Either that or we've just missed something, which either is fine. Cool. But we're just going to head back to the Nexus, and we're going to double check our quests, and I think it might be time to head towards Nocticula's place, because I think we did everything else. Quest time, what do we got? Secrets of Creation, not here. Treasure of the Midnight Isles, tracking. There is no more hunting to be done today. Today? Interesting. Interesting. Attend the audience at Nocticula's palace. Traces of Shadows. Give the Spinner of Nightmares diary to Hylor. Hylor's not here. More Than Nothing. That's Ninio's thing. Finian's Awakening. We're waiting to talk to Finian again. The Wicked. We want to take Ember with us to Nocticula's. Time to Think. That's Arushale's thing. We already did that. Another conversation with Arushale. We already did that. Pursuit of the Past. That's the Storyteller stuff, which we have been doing. Restore an Ancient Cloak. 5 vials of massive... we can't do any of this. So, just gotta wait. Alright, yeah. It's the Wicked and it's Nocticula. It's time. The time is now. Ooh, it's a little scary. But fuck it. Let's do it. Let's go talk to a... Lord. Ooh, hold up. Before we peace out, I forgot we even got Trevor. We've got so many characters doing so many things, and a lot of these are really cool characters, by the way. Like, I really, really do enjoy a lot of these characters. Why do we have additional spell slots? It's doing that thing again. Where, like, for some reason I have opened up additional spell slots on certain people. Not on others, and I don't know why. It doesn't stick around, and it makes me sad. 'Cause I don't know what is giving us the additional spells. I don't think I'm not gonna worry about this because those spells go away. There's some buff that I have or something like that to where I don't know. IDK. Terrace of the Favored Mistress. We go. Oh shite! I don't know that I'm ready for Nocticula. You know. Okay. My body is ready. I hope.
Did I mess up again?
All right. The House of Silken Shadows. Oh shit. Pit Lords flanking either side. Succubus, looks like scribes, probably, working. That's an unusual name for a lingerie shop, is it? I don't know, it sounds pretty spot on for a lingerie shop. Oh, shit. Our Lady in Shadow, the Queen of Midnight Isles. Lady Nocticula, Demon Lord of Darkness and Lust. I totally want to check all of this stuff. On DC 35. Easy. The ink on the page is still wet. The book tells of the murderous massacre committed by the Lady in Shadow among the Colossus demons of the Midnight Isles. It seems it happened quite recently. The tall shelves are stuffed with countless books and scrolls praising the Lady in Shadow's many deeds. Some tomes are old and threadbare, others are new and in mint condition.
Got this one.
The Lady in Shadow's library is called the Vault of Graves. It contains the biography of everyone whose life Nocticula has ever taken, and her victims are innumerable. That is badass. That is, you want to talk about trophy rooms. This lady has a book written about your life and keeps it in a library because she killed your ass. Oh my god. That's some sort of intense.
Is that a trap? It might be a trap.
Unfinished draft letter. Greetings, colleagues. I thank you for the selection of materials that arrived along with your last letter. Unfortunately, I am unable to procure even the simplest specialized studies at present, as Golarion's libraries are out of my reach. Oddly enough, it's currently easier for me to receive the necessary articles by contacting a like-minded individual from a different plane of reality. In our last letter, we went over the matter of resurrecting those who stepped into the murky waters of the River of Souls. Evidence shows that those who have appeared before Pharasma's judgment and learned of their fate in the afterlife do not answer calls from the world of the living. They cannot be revived by any means. But is that really true? Do you think it would be possible to revive such a person, at least in theory? On another topic, there are known cases of ascension or acquiring divine form through powers that no one to this day has taken the time to study thoroughly. There are a plethora of examples in Golarion's history, such as Eredin, who led humankind to civilization, and Diomede, who followed her former mentor into the godly host. As I ponder these cases, I can't help but wonder, could this process be controlled? Could one create the right conditions, choose the right living material, and bring into being a creature of divine power? It's almost as if that's exactly what's happening in Wrath of the Righteous, as if Arilu Vorlesh is creating a god. But to what purpose, right? I am certain you have encountered similar phenomena in your practice and would like to discuss this matter further. Perhaps you are still in possession of notes or drafts that could shed light.
I sense something.
Lexicon of Paradox, Part 2. What? Key to the Last Threshold. Many mortal researchers have ventured to turn their scientific curiosity on the phenomenon that is the world wound, noting that it appears to have a life of its own. Strange natural phenomena, spontaneously arising ruptures, unique vegetation, and living creatures found neither in Golarion nor in the Abyss. Everything is constantly in flux, appearing and disappearing at unpredictable intervals. Through this movement and alteration, if not through its order, one can detect the logical functioning of the organs of a living being. The truth is that, indeed, the world wound possesses a semblance of life, and its very structure presupposes a connection to a living soul. This line of reasoning sometimes leads me to unscientific implications. Namely, if the creation is in essence a reflection of the Creator, then can we say that the world wound is a reflection of my soul? The world wound was created and then improved, and at the same time, a being of duality was cobbled together from the essence of the Abyss and the essence of a mortal soul. Normally, this process requires an essence taken from a creature with strength comparable to that of an Imperial or Abyssal Lord, but there are ways to circumvent this requirement, in particular through the use of the Nahindrian Crystal's rare power. In this section, I refer to this being the Key, an instrument that allowed me to significantly expand and strengthen my original creation. Due to his dual nature and connection to the world wound, the Key was given the opportunity to obtain amazing powers. However, everything has a price. The world wound is linked to the Key, but the Key is also linked to the world wound, and carries it in his soul like a deadly affliction. This affliction is indeed fatal. The duality of the soul grants amazing powers and primes the soul's owner for transformation and for the bestowing of incredible abilities. But this duality is also slowly killing the soul's owner. This is a problem I have yet to solve. This is about us. This is... Wow. What the fuck happens when we use this? Oh, shit. The letters written by the hand of Arilu Vorlesh appear to have a life all their own. A moment's inattention and they begin to disperse, changing shape and moving toward the edge of the page as though they were planning to leap off. Focus on the text. Kajak's attention focuses on a couple of words that seem to have only swapped places. The words freeze as though they never moved at all. But out of the corner of his eye, the commander sees several words on the other side of the page begin a discreet game of leapfrog. Set aside the lexicon of paradox. We definitely want to collect it. Books written in multiple languages, the titles can be translated or dedicated to research in the nature of souls. A pile of sketches. The drawings depict fragments of various rituals that lead to the opening of rifts and portals. Another arrow, another midnight bolt. Cannot be ignored or reduced. This bolt cannot miss. I think we have 3 of those now? We have 4. 200 damage. 200 can't miss, can't be reduced, can't be ignored. Aha. That's interesting. That could matter.
I shall not be swayed from my path.
No. Where are you going?
I'm trusting you.
I'm trusting you to chill the fuck out.
Please, allow me.
As you know, my dear addressee, given the scope of the planes, time is a relative concept, and in the abyss it can even be more unreliable. Therefore, I do not allow myself the vain hope that my message will reach you in time. Your final question was about the possibility of a complete awakening of the memories of a mortal life within a soul that has already passed through Pharasma's judgment. I will send you the research on all the cases of which I am aware where such an awakening took place. There are multiple. Interesting. Very interesting. Oof. Oh, despite the fact that this list is quite extensive, my conclusion is that all such recorded cases are the rarest exceptions to the rule, and with the absolute majority of souls, an occurrence such as this cannot happen. Alright. Man, I wish I didn't have to work tomorrow. I'm kind of like in this mindset of I feel like I could go for hours. Both the wonder and the tragedy of mortality lie in the fact that there is a certain moment after which the process is final and irreversible. The essence that departs the judgment of the Lady of Graves is no longer what it was in life, and we, as scientists, must account for this in the system of knowledge we are constructing. Okay. Interesting. Feels like that's it. What's up, guard? Cool. This is... I didn't expect this. I didn't expect to come into this place and be like, oh, here's a bunch of really interesting, like, lore shit. I did expect the lore shit, but I expected it to come directly from Nocticula. I didn't expect to find all this other stuff. Ooh.
I finished here. Is there more?
Push and resist cold, hold person, snowball. Oh, such valuable items. Thank you.
I'm
Yes.
glad I was useful to you.
Home, Masterwork Star Knife, dinosaur boats. Just bought, 99 of those. Completely unnecessarily.
Let's see what we
That's cool.
can do.
And a little bit of coin. That's cool. Alright.
Here we go.
The tall shelves are stuffed. Oh. Same information. Same information. Okay. I just want to. Oh, hold up. Over here. What did we forget? Ah. Yes. May glory be showered on your head. Your interest in the creation of demiplanes is understandable. Any individual who has reached a certain level of power seeks for themselves a safe haven, a peaceful place for study and rest. That is why I place my high hopes in your prudence. Remember that any demiplane is but a shard of one of the true planes that typically remain under the watchful eye of the powers that be. As such, I do hope that you haven't incurred the wrath of any of the powers that hold sway over the fringe you've subjugated. As for stabilization, alas, there isn't much you can do once the fragmentation and consolidation have been completed. Nonetheless, I have no doubt that you've given enough consideration to such important matters and ensure that your creation will be safe for you and your servants. Unless, of course, you're preparing an elaborate trap. Your fellow colleague, Vajrarak Juan. Interesting. That letter said a lot without saying a lot, I feel. Learn something new from this.
Can't make the demons wait.
Yeah, I can't pronounce that name, right? Like, I'm just half guessing here. I just want to see Nocticula, like... Oh, we're so close. This is a cool freaking... There she... Wait, no?
Greetings.
That's not Nocticula. Is this the end of the chapter? I have no idea. I would assume. I mean, we've spent a long time in Alashanira, and we've done all of the quests here, so I would assume that this is basically the end of the chapter, right? But that's definitely not Nocticula. I was expecting a Nocticula to be standing here now, not an Arilu Vorlesh. So, you know. A stately shadow comes towards you. In its hands, a small mirror sparkles and shimmers with an unsettling light.
Greetings, Commander.
The Dretch, called the Suture, grins as he shifts clumsily from foot to foot in a crude attempt at a courtly bow.
Lady Arilu, allow me to express my deepest admiration of your work, and may I just ask...
Oh yeah, I would assume she meant for us to find those books. I feel like we are just being led, crumb trail, like that whole thing with Arilu and Suture and everything like so far. It's really interesting. Under Arilu's imperious gaze, Ninio stutters and awkwardly falls silent. What are you doing here, Arilu? And with Suture in tow?
The Suture is my servant. I did not expect him to rush into the abyss after me, but I have allowed him to remain with me while I take care of some business. However, you asked what I am doing here. I bring answers.
Stiffens and her face becomes a mask. That's I want her to like me.
You have walked a long path, one where shadows constantly flicker at the edge of your vision, and questions multiply like flies above carrion. It is time for answers. At least, some of them.
Arilu lifts her mirror and you fall into its cold, shimmering depths. What? Fall into its cold, shimmering depths. What? Oh, hey. Back at the beginning of the game.
Day 16, Aridus 4715. Experiment, transformation. Subject, let's skip that.
Oh, don't skip that.
Objective, to embed the essence of a Nahindrian crystal in the soul of the subject. Expected result. The essence will coalesce with the subject's soul, which will ready itself for total transformation, triggering the concomitant powers. The time has come to put my plan into action. You are my creation. Your power was my gift. Now you know.
Oh, shit. Okay. Arulu stares at you, her gaze unrelenting, probing. The witch is silent for a long time. When she speaks, her voice is unreadable, betraying no emotion. Let's say I believe you. Why did you need to do all this?
You are asking the right questions, but the time has not yet come.
Ah, such special memories. Remember the laboratory, do you? I told you back then. Go on, look around. See all the ones Lady Aurelia worked on. Here with us is definitely the place for you.
The Dretch grins in satisfaction. The unseen angel does not speak, but his silence seems to thunder in your ears.
Your power is of the same kind as that of Nulkineth, Jeribeth, and the other demons that you have met. The power of the Nahindrian crystal dissolved into the blood lies within your soul. I have already hinted at this to you once before, when I left the essence along with the lexicon of paradox in my old laboratory, and ordered the suture to make sure the gift found its hands.
Audio blips.
But there is more. Do you remember when you were taken to Canobris with a wound that would not heal? Do you remember how Terendelev apparently healed you? That was merely an illusion. The dragon was only able to temporarily dull the pain. In fact, it was I who saved you, when I came to you in the caves and implanted a crystal within you. No, saved is not the right word. Your wound is still not healed.
Yep.
That is why your wound weeps blood from time to time, every drop of which burns your enemies.
Wicked. Oh, don't make me bleed. Jeez. As if to confirm her words, blood begins to seep from the wound on your chest. Eerie flames seem to dance within the crimson drops.
This is pure essence of Nahindrian crystal. My invention is far superior to the crystals used by Xanther, which were barely refined at all. It will give you new strength, and help you to overcome the wound that still slumbers within your soul. Take it. Take it, and you will see that this is the very power that has lived in you since the Battle of Canobris.
I would rather know more first.
Very well, then. Ask your questions, and I will answer.
Oh, no! Okay, alright. Here's the thing. I don't want to rush through this. This is super awesome, interesting lore, but I'm out of time tonight. So, we're going to call that here. Obviously, I can't just save right at this point, so next time we play, I will have to backtrack through a little bit of that. Maybe we'll do some testing. See if some of those first couple answers alter anything, because she did like look displeased with us, which that sucks. But we've got a lot of like lore here that I want to take my time getting through and hear, or read, depending on the situation. So that is going to be the end of this video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. It really helps me out. If you'd like to see me live, head over to my Twitch at twitch.tv/thedistanthorizon.